So my first experience was this festival in the summer in Copenhagen a few years back. I was wearing this velvet hoodie right here that I made myself at a tailor. I got the fabric somewhere in Copenhagen and I made this hoodie. So I was wearing this at this festival just for myself, and few people came up to me and was like, dude, where's that hoodie from? And in Copenhagen, especially in Denmark, people are not like going up to each other and complimenting each other. I mean, in the US, it's much more like, if you have like a nice style, if you look interesting, people come up to you and you go up to people. But in Copenhagen, it's very unusual to do that. I think it's a common thing in the north. People are just for themselves, you know. So I went to this tailor, I said, in Copenhagen, a small shop. He had like 35 years of experience, very cool guy, and he just knew my like vision from the start. So I showed him this fabric. I'm told him, can you make this? Can you make like 20 hoodies? Because I felt some kind of interest. So he made this hoodie, and he made 20 pieces. Him and his wife and his daughter was sewing them all, and then actually he made the 20 hoodies, and then what should I do with them? So I posted on my personal Instagram like, hey guys, can you took a few fit pics, and I'm like, I'm selling these hoodies, and you can go buy them if you want to, and just DM me, whatever. So people was actually like DM me like crazy, I felt back then. So these hoodies was sold within like 1 hour or something like that. So I made additionally 20, and then I think they went also very fast, also like within 1-2 hours. And then I got a little bit like taste for it, so I felt I had some kind of some interest out there. So that's actually how I got into this like kind of making clothes business kind of thing. So yes, here it is, you can just see it for yourself. This is actually the first sample that we did, the very first one. It was like a very nice thick cotton velvet. So actually I was very happy with this one, and I was wearing it all the time. So one thing I found very hard in the start and like very challenging was like, what is the reference, what is the inspo, like how do I form this brand, like what is your aesthetic? So that's something I can really say is a very important thing if you're planning to start a brand. You're gonna have some kind of vision, kind of like a idea of what kind of aesthetic that you like, that you feel 100% comfortable in. So I would say the first few years, like the first 1 year, I was kind of finding my my muse, my kind of aesthetic. So I always was very drawn about like vintage military, like vintage in general. Like I love like the general natural wear that you get on like vintage pieces. So like this one, this is like 3 years back. I made this 3 years back for a winter collection. So this hoodie is like very inspired by like the actual vintage effect. So that's always something I have found very interesting. Just an example how I could transfer my interest, my inspiration into like the actual garments. So otherwise I also had to appreciate that I'm from the north. So in the north it's usually cold, so I wanted to make some kind of like a lined hoodie, and if you go to like the mountains in the north or just in like in Europe, you usually have some kind of very warm clothing. So I found this New Zealand Sherpa lining fabric that I used, for example this one. This was from the first collection as well. So this is like a fully lined Sherpa lining, and then like a full zip. I think this hoodie was referenced from a Rick hoodie back then, because I just thought the fit was very great, and it has this amazing pocket detail for your keys. And then actually I used river zips on this one as well, you can see here. So I found this kind of aesthetic that fits me and the brand. So to play with that, I had this idea that I wanted to make a winter jacket that was very like you could wear all winter. So I made this military fur jacket, there's also a pretty funny story behind this one. So again, back to the key values of the brand. I like vintage, I like worn things. So I found this particularly military jacket in a vintage store in Copenhagen. I think it's a German one. And then I found a woman's fur in the vintage store as well. And I went to this tailor, back to the tailor that made the velvet hoodie right here. I went back to him. I told him, can you like fit this this fur into the jacket? So the fur already had like a very nice color, so he didn't like change that at all. He just made the fur fit inside the jacket. So he made the sample very good, and I was wearing this, and a lot of people was asking me again, and I felt another kind of interest. And at that point I wasn't sure if I wanted to make a brand or what. I just like to make clothes for myself that I thought I needed. So this is also something that's very important behind the brand. That is actually, for me, I'm only making a piece that I would wear myself. I'm making pieces that I think I need in my wardrobe. So that's like the main concept behind every design, every garment. So if I wouldn't need it in my wardrobe, I wouldn't make it. So simple as that. So this is not the actual one that he did, but it looks basically the same. So I got this sample. I found a factory. They made a sample. This is the sample they made, and I felt it was pretty great. So I started to build on the brand, and actually trying to launch a small capsule collection, which was this one in black as well, this one with like a cream shirt as well, and I think the velvet hoodie, like a re-release of that one. But so this is a funny story about this one. So actually I think the brand is very based on like the past, like garments from the past, like military pieces that I found a lot of interest in, actually. So this one is like a very signature part of the brand. So through my experience, it's been very challenging, but very interesting as well. So sometimes I feel like, okay, it's like I'm like giving this up. I can't do it anymore. But and the other way, when you like make something that people appreciate and people buy, it's like the best feeling ever. So it's not like just like a beautiful walk in the park. It's very challenging. It's like a bumpy ride, you know. So I also connected with many like interesting people through the years. So I want to point out a guy that I met in New York. He was I met him and he liked the brand a lot. So he actually did a lot of interesting stuff. He's working with a few projects with Nike now, and just done a lot of amazing stuff. He's actually also the one who made the graphic for the concept tee that we released this winter. So he's just an example like what kind of people that you meet in this industry, in this kind of community culture, you know, it's a culture. My main advice to people who are going with the idea of starting a brand or just like making clothes is you have to have your aesthetic, what kind of direction you want to go. I know that you cannot release the perfect product, the perfect design the first time, but you have to have some kind of idea what direction you want to go. So if you like I don't know, vintage like me, you have to have some kind of vintage like concept in your head, so you're not liking something completely different, because then you're not gonna be 100% satisfied. Even if you sell it really well, you won't be satisfied. So it has to fit your personality, you have to fit your the aesthetic that you like. What I would recommend to people if they have this kind of idea to start a brand is that you really have to just put it out there. Have the idea and just put it out there. You can never like release the perfect garment from the start. You always need to like put it out there, and then you can test it, you know. Then can people buy it, and you can feel like, okay, this is not what people want, but and then you can test something other, and you can see, okay, this is how people react to that. So a good idea is that maybe you can make like a few samples of few things, and you can just test them out. Maybe like make a few fit pics by yourself wearing it, and just wearing it in general, and you can just feel on people. If you ask like your friends, oh, is this cool, they're always gonna say yes, right? So sometimes I think that you just have to wear it, you just have to feel for yourself, and then you can always feel on people if they like it or not. So if they like, okay, it's okay, oh, that's very cool, but if they say just themselves, or just like trying to, you can just see in their eyes like, okay, this is a cool garment. So that's something I would recommend. And then just come out there, and the culture is very helpful. It's a nice small community. So I think if you just throw it out there, you will see if people like it or not. So another thing I wanted to show you is these two garments. First, as I told you, I like this kind of vintage feel, aesthetic, but that's also like something that is very complementing like earthy tones, which is something that's from my heritage. I'm from the north, and also something that I always liked, and I feel like I always wear like green colors and just that kind of tones, like khaki and brown, whatever. So I want to show you this kind of this piece. So this is like a jogger I made a few years back. It's I just want to show you real quick that this one I felt it had to have some kind of expensive feel to it. So it has this like side rip here, but still it has so much like identity to the brand. So just to point out that you can always like find something that is maybe contemporary, very like trendy right now, but always you have to have your own twist on it. Then another piece that I wanted to show you is this piece I made for the first collection, I think. So this is like a ripped denim with the zip down here. So again, a very contemporary piece back then, very trendy at that time, but still I have a lot of I wanted to achieve this very soft feel and this like a natural wash. So that's also something that plays together with the brand value, with the key values, the aesthetic, but still it was contemporary. So that's another thing I want to point out. Actually, I think these came out pretty good back then, actually, with the nice little tag here and just like a thick cotton. It's very nice. In the back here, I have found this folder with some of the very first sampling. You can see like, so you can see like that I tried to work on a flannel with like this kind of fading look. This was like in 2017. The cuff approval for the velvet hoodie, like the zipper. Another cut here of the velvet. It's pretty fun.
Og så følte den sådan...
And the jacket?
A fall fit.
Yeah, it's a really good fit actually.
Yeah.
It's nice with the jacket as well.
And the Owens
Hoodie
hoodie.
with the side slit detail.
Yeah. And one.
And the center arm belt. A lot of people been asking about that.
Yeah. Because I actually have two.
Yeah.
Also, maybe I'm gonna sell the other one. So yeah, you can write to me if you want.
Gonna get some lunch
Yeah.
again.
Some Thai.
Some Thai food.
Green mango. They always make these big portions. It's good value for the money, and the quality is good as well.
I think you also you eat there a lot, right?
I eat there like 3 or 4 times a week. Fried rice, my go-to. I'm gonna turn into a fried rice.
You're gonna be a fried rice soon.
So this is my car. It's a G-Wagon, Geländewagen from 94. So it's 27 years old. So it's an old boy.
Yeah.
And the value is actually going up for these right now. So it's a really good investment.
You changed the like the front lights, right?
Yeah, I did. I didn't do it myself, but yeah, the guy who I bought it from had it changed to LED, so it looks more newish. But I actually like the old kind of vibe style. I don't want to change it that much. People also change it to like these AMGs, so it looks like it has 500 horsepower and shit. I just want it to be the way it is. Yeah. Sure.
Later we're going to this local leather factory that's supplying all kind of leather. They have like Danish leather, right?
Yeah.
And also imported.
All sort of leather.
Because we are going to make this for the summer. This leather speedos. I think you guys would like that a lot. And Mads is going to be the model for the shoot. So it's actually Halloween right now. Here in I think everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But actually, a few years back, it wasn't like a big thing here. But I think it's now like it's a big thing, right?
It's a really big thing.
It's a big event. People are doing a lot of stuff. They are
also just to getting an excuse to party and
exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs who has these.
So some clubs actually have right now this weekend that you can only get in if you have a costume on, and it's not like you can just wear a hat or something like that, or like a fucking I don't know, like a wig or something like that. You have to have like actually done something about your costume, otherwise they won't let you in.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's actually a big thing here right now.
Yeah.
Also,
I love it because the girls have these dirty costumes.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, very good.
We were so hungry, so we forgot to film it.
Yeah.
The grey one?
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
They're clean.
This is the new one.
What do you think about this?
I mean, it's decent, right?
Yeah. I think it's pretty strange that they have put like a white on the edges, because then.
This is the one I use for face wash in the shower. I use this one. It's
very good.
Is it good?
It's very good. It's like anti-aging and of course alcohol-free, and it just feels really good on your face, I think. So I'm just like cleansing my face with this. And then,
This is from ASAP.
face cream also very good. It's a face cream. I don't use this one, but it's really good.
So you also use the soap, the hand soap?
Yeah. With the
That's what they're
with
most
like,
famous for, right?
with the you know, the scrub.
Yeah.